Okay, folks, I found this stuck on a postman's box, and I just thought I'd souvenir it, folks. Use it as a demo piece, as I so like to do with these pieces. Definitely got to reduce this one. Okay, let's see what we have to demo with, and yes, the yellow toner is low, so we're going to have to get that attended to next weekend or next Friday or whenever. This is what we're photocopying here. This is Shakespearean stuff, so we're going to put this Shakespeare shit on the glass. I'm not a fan of Shakespeare. He's too tragic. He's too much into the sadness of things, and that was his fame, his tragedies. Very famous for tragedy. We studied this shit at school, and I wasn't interested. I don't remember applying myself to the study of Shakespeare, even though it was a part of, if I remember correctly, a part of the curriculum. But then there was a lot of things at school I didn't like. I didn't like learning because school was so fucking hard. I believe I had brain damage at birth. I had a cord around my neck, and I came out breech, and basically that would have fucked up my short-term memory and my hippocampus function, and these are important functions when it comes to learning, and I just couldn't learn all that easily, and I just struggled with learning, and teachers wondered why I had such a appeared to have a shitty attitude towards learning, but fuck me dead, it wasn't that. It was because I felt overloaded by the high expectations that were placed upon me. I do think I like that face there. But basically I really struggled with the school, and I really hated having to get into trouble a lot. For not being able to apply myself to the stuff that we were learning. And I used to get into a lot of trouble, and I used to get bad school reports. Even the special school I went to back in my early primary school seemed to think that my attitude to learning was really bad. So it was really a stressful period being at school. It wasn't a time where I remember happy things and much, and I got teased and bullied as well. So it wasn't exactly the most productive kind of place I could be in. I'm going to just tilt this on an angle and make it into another movement. And just move it like so. But it really hurt me that I had to deal with all this vilification and teasing and bullying, and it really made me I just lost my life wasn't worth living at school. And now we've just done something really, really nice. We're going to utilise that as our master. That worked out brilliant. That piece worked out brilliantly. I'm now just going to, but yeah, it doesn't affect my learning to use a photocopier. Is an easier thing for me, because when you're learning to use a photocopier, it's mostly hands-on. I don't tend to read the manual very often, except if it's to do with clearing a paper jam, and I don't know anything about clearing a paper jam. But basically I don't typically read the manual for other reasons of using the photocopier. But basically, yeah, I really, I'm not a theory learner. I learn by hands-on, and this is more my thing, and being creative. It's only parts of the brain that have been damaged, folks. It's not like a totally like a global thing that has happened here. But it's really bad. You think it might as well have been something global, because it really, the parts of my brain that are high functioning feel kind of upstaged by the low functioning bits. So it's really annoying that I can't work in a normal job. I have to work in an ADE, Australian Disability Enterprise. The old days they used to call it a sheltered workshop. And basically, I hate the way my brain doesn't work properly. I do believe I might also have Asperger's syndrome, or they call it now high functioning autism, and that is responsible for the high functioning functions that I have, like my use of the photocopier and being able to learn the photocopier through hands-on rather than reading a manual. I'm able to do that, but basically I just couldn't tolerate what was going on at school. It was horrible, and I never really cared for Macbeth or any of that shit that we were learning at school. It was fucking trivial, as if it might come in handy if you're going to be a teacher, an English teacher or something, but a lot of this stuff you learn at school is just fluff. It's just a load of fluff. It's just really not important for everyday living. It's just a load of fluff. I just don't like it. I wanted to be a photocopier technician, folks, but I couldn't. So even because there's a lot of theory and and I was way behind in my math. So being behind in maths made it very difficult, if not impossible, to learn the electronics and electrical theory that is necessary to become a photocopier technician. So I had real bad problems and being able to work fast. I was real slow and inefficient, and I wasn't good at troubleshooting, so that was the end of that, and I ended up working in a sheltered workshop or an ADE. So to make money for this campaign and to keep me going. Yeah, it's all about money, it seems to be. Anyway, enough of that. That looks really quite interesting. I think we can now call this demo quits.